Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is realistic to a fault. It makes you work for everything from armor to weapons to food to sleep to even saving the game. Absolutely nothing is easy. You start the game off with no clothes, no money, very little food, and no place to sleep. So for the first 10-12 hours after the prologue, you try to acquire all of these things and fail a lot. This is one of the few games where I was actually scared to die because I didn't have savior snaps. That's how you save your progress in game. So I was terrified I would come across a bandit, not bandits, a single bandit, because somehow I had lost my sword, and even if I had my sword, I wasn't any good with it. You can see why this is so immersive. It is a completely grounded, realistic game. Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most realistic games of the last 10 years. Red Dead is realistic in a much cooler way. Arthur doesn't whine every 10 minutes for food. He isn't useless when it comes to combat, but the world of Red Dead feels real. Except for combat. We will get into that later, but the world feels like an actual world. People don't revolve around you. They have their own lives, own stupid ideas, and you go around interacting with them all. Rockstar really level up their writing with Red Dead. Not one quest feels lazy. Yeah, some quests require you to do something mundane, but even those quests have stories or interesting characters or just the biggest idiots you will ever meet. RDR2 is seriously underrated when it comes to how funny it is, and side quests are when it all goes down. Sticking to the main story is a very bad move. It is tempting because the main plot is addictive, but side quests are just as awesome. Kingdom Come has a steep learning curve. There are thousands of guides on YouTube of where Henry can sleep. You regenerate health sleeping, and since Henry is pretty much a peasant, you have no place to sleep. If you try sleeping in someone else's bed, you will get yelled at, be too annoying, and they'll beat you up, drag you to the nearest town, and flog you in the middle of town. These two games have this in common. They are hilarious. Don't even get me started on Henry. He is the absolute worst liar you will ever see. In my playthrough, I blamed my dog to get out of trouble, pretended I didn't realize it was someone else's horse, tried to convince a guard that a guy actually wanted to get beaten up. Henry's voice actor is awesome. Some of these lies he doesn't even try to sell it, but goes through with it anyway. The dialogue is very good. It is so damn funny sometimes. Since Kingdom Come is an RPG, you have side quests all over this big map, and again, because it is an RPG, you have so many ways to approach them. They aren't black and white either all the time. It feels like a proper RPG. Often you'll want to try out multiple story paths even though you can't. Red Dead Redemption's gameplay is good, but I don't enjoy it as much as other open world games. The Witcher 3, even Rockstar's own GTA series. Much like Kingdom Come, there are gameplay elements for everything. From fishing to poker to finger fillet. It's not as in-depth as KCD, which makes sense. RDR is an action-adventure game where the main focus is gonna be action, which gets us to the next point. Combat works very well, maybe too well. It's not challenging at all. Taking cover is optional even when you're going up against a small army. It's cinematic and so cool, but because it doesn't have any real challenge, I found myself drifting away here and there. When you get a new weapon, it starts feeling different. That's how I kept myself engaged. There are many shooting galleries, and they can't feel the same if you play with the same weapons and the same approach. Outside of combat, Red Dead might very well be the smoothest running open world. Arthur doesn't move like a video game protagonist. He's not very fast, he doesn't slide around, he feels heavy yet responsive. Getting stuck does happen, mainly on uneven terrain, but it never got to the point that it got frustrating and got in the way. On horseback, it's even better. Horses are a breeze to control and super responsive. Combine that with a vibrant open world filled with interesting things to do, and you are gonna have an amazing time exploring. Kingdom Come Deliverance's gameplay is delayed gratification, plain and simple. You suck and suck for a while. When you finally figure out how the world works and combat works, it is so rewarding. I have never felt more satisfied in a game than when I won my first duel. It took nearly 10 hours combined with the prologue, at least 20 fights for that to happen. Combat does take time to figure out because it doesn't follow video game logic. For example, you can't just sit holding the block button forever. That won't work at all. Your stamina will drain, you'll get beaten up, you'll lose, and most likely blame the combat system in game. Counterattacks are also not foolproof. Higher level enemies counter your counterattack. Riposts aren't the end all be all in this game. Master strikes, on the other hand, are brutal and the way to win in this game. Instead of blocking, you attack from the opposite direction just when the enemy attacks, and you deal a lot of damage. But to learn that, you have to go through a whole thing. You have to beat this guy called Tomcat, and it isn't easy, let's just say that. He'll use the Master Strike on you before you even know what it is and how to stop it. It took me more than 10 tries, but I finally got him. He taught me the Master Strike, and then combat wasn't impossible. Still very hard, but I wasn't getting smacked around by the village drunk anymore. Once you get your dog back, learn Master Strike, and get some good armor and a good sword, that is when the game gets incredibly addictive. Because the challenge is still there, but it isn't so frustrating you want to pull your hair out every 10 minutes. So the prologue is 2 hours and then another maybe 5 to 10 hours of being frustratingly bad to get to the awesome part. Which sounds like a lot, but those 10 hours are filled with amazing content. I love good sword combat and love challenging combat, and KCD has both. Even one-on-one fights are incredibly hard. There is one problem: the game overwhelms you with information even for basic stuff. There are so many things you have to know. No autosaves, sleep regenerates health, combat, potions, where to go to get them all. So be patient, look up stuff you don't get, and I promise it will get better and it is so worth it. Outside of combat, you'll be brewing potions, making weapons, lockpicking, horse racing, everything except swim. There are lots of RPG elements and most of them I get through, but I don't look forward to brewing potions, for example. Forging weapons though, I loved. It is very satisfying for some reason. The fire, the hammering, and the sound, and actually making a sword. I enjoy that very much. Red Dead is a cinematic experience. The main story is a 40-hour movie, pretty much. It's intense and has a group of amazing characters, good or very, very bad, and of course our protagonist Arthur Morgan, who's a simple man trying to be good, at least during cutscenes. Arthur is our main character, but he is a senior gun in the gang, that is it. So the plot unfolds around us and we just go with the flow. Dutch goes deeper and deeper into madness with Micah on his shoulder. The plot is long for an action adventure, so in the middle it can drag just a little bit. Then we get Arthur's diagnosis, it picks up, and the game has such a tear-jerker of an ending. Red Dead Redemption 2's main plot is one of my favorite stories in video games. I still try to find cutscenes that I didn't come across in-game on YouTube. I still want more of these characters and their interactions. This is RDR2's biggest strength, a very relatable, honorable protagonist and an amazing story of loyalty and betrayal and madness. Kingdom Come Deliverance is the next step in the evolution of RPGs. Now side quest and main quest all combine to give you this awesome, immersive experience. At the end of the prologue, you're told to find a way into a wedding. The big joke here is it could take you up to 50 hours, no problem, to make it into this wedding. The overarching story feels like it's moving at a snail's pace, but doesn't mean it gets dull anywhere. You come across messengers, knights, bandits, pathmates, blacksmiths, all of whom have stories of their own that you can involve yourself in. Some of these quests might get you into that wedding that I talked about, but do not worry, you will do every single little quest that doesn't lead to anything. It's just that damn good. I tried to pick up a girl for this guy who doesn't speak English. I failed miserably. By God, Henry is horrible. The woman yelled at us and kicked us out. Then the guy turns on me, yells at me in a language I do not understand, and tries to beat me up. That is just one of the many quests in this game that will keep you hooked. This is how modern technology should be used. I do not care about the level of detail, a blade of grass or a rock, but making the world feel so lived in is what makes this game. In terms of the main story, I think RDR2 is better. Exploration and side quest, I prefer Kingdom Come, which is such an achievement. Red Dead Redemption 2 side quests are leagues above pretty much every other open world. Characters in Red Dead I connected with more. The dialogue in Kingdom Come is absolutely top tier. Almost every interaction was memorable. They didn't shy away from silly quests and characters just like Red Dead, which I love. The open world in Kingdom Come, I do not know how it can be topped. Red Dead is insanely fun to explore, but I am absolutely addicted to running around Bohemia. Gameplay is my least favorite thing about Red Dead and favorite thing about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Red Dead has the better main characters and main story no doubt, while KCD has the better side quest. This is what happens when two games with no real shortcomings go up against each other. So by the smallest of margins, I am gonna say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the better open world game. That isn't popular, but for now, that's my pick. Red Dead is as old as Kingdom Come 1. I cannot wait to see what Rockstar do with Red Dead 3, but for now, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the winner. Click the video on screen to see combat in Kingdom Come Deliverance compared with Ghost of Tsushima's combat. If you enjoyed this one, subscribe. I'm sure you will enjoy future videos as well. Thanks for watching and have a great day wherever you are.